Hey everybody, welcome into the Winning Edge. I'm your host Zach. We're going to talk about the top 10 for the college football of Week 4 already. We're going to jump into the NFL season schedule. Got to pick the games there. We did not do too hot last week if our picks. Quite asinine, to be honest with you. We sucked. We sucked pretty bad there.
Yeah,
we're going to go over NFL. We're going to go over college football schedule as well for the Week 4. Kind of see what games are coming up, what games to look out for this weekend. And then I'm going to wrap it up with a little couple high school games that are going to be pretty impactful this week. Excuse me. Jordan is obviously on the screen, as you guys can see for our YouTube audience. Dan is not feeling up to par for a recording session, so he will not be joining us. Yeah, he might just be. I don't know. Who knows what he's doing? Probably, I don't know. But we hope he feels better, so he can hop on for next week. Jordan, how we feeling today? How we doing?
Good, man. I was just telling you in kind of the pre-show before is I got my new jersey today. A good old Saquon.
Here we go.
We don't have to. This is a Penn State jersey. It's not an Eagles jersey. We don't have to talk about his performance. After you text me and said Saquon's a dog, and then after that he kind of went quiet. And then honestly, may or may not have lost them that game, but that's okay. I mean, who knows? Things would have happened. Whatever. But things are good. I'm feeling good. Came prepared. Shout outs, standouts, and everything in between. So I'm looking forward to the episode. It's gonna be good stuff.
I love it. I might just have to be the facilitator today. My plate's quite full this week, but we're definitely gonna have a great show, and I'm pretty pumped to get into it. Like I said in the intro, we're gonna go over top 10s of college football. We have a new number 1 in college football, boys and girls. Jordan, we kind of talked to Joke a little bit about it. I mean, obviously there's some scenarios of reasons and why Georgia and Texas swap places here, but let's hear your take on that and what your thoughts are.
Yeah, with Texas taking the number 1 spot, I think it's deserved, especially the performance Georgia had against was that Kentucky? Yeah, so not a bad Kentucky team, still good, but I think not the definitive win that you have to maintain, I think, to keep that top spot. Texas big win from a Big Ten powerhouse in Michigan. And then also with the absolute destruction that they did to I don't even remember the team. I mean, we just talked about it, and it immediately left.
I think it's UTFSA, yes. University of Technical St. Francis or something, or San Francisco. Right. I don't fucking know. Yeah, it might be in Texas, but some no-name school.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what it is. It kind of they showed that they're winning their games by a lot, which is huge. And they're like I've told you last week and the week before, 1, 2, and 3 are just A, B, and C for me. You know what I mean? You could interchange the 3 of those: Ohio State, Georgia, and Texas. I don't think you'd be wrong. So a small hiccup, but Georgia's got a bye, and then a big game after that. So
yeah,
not to spoil the other episodes or anything. You know what I mean? So.
No, good future outlook there. Texas taking the number 1 spot. Obviously, like Jordan touched on, it obviously deserved. But it's tough, Georgia, when you got 2 Texas and Ohio State and hell, even almost Alabama, the 1, 2, 3, 4. You got some dogs knocking on the back door. So if you have a stumble and a hiccup, yes, you still won, but you can't be the number 1 team in the country having hiccups.
Yeah, especially when the other teams are winning by 40. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy.
Guys underneath you dominating. The SEC conference, man, number 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 10. So they're putting their name on it and they're putting their stamp on it. The Big Ten, I don't think they're as powerful as we thought they were going to be this year, Jordan. We got Oregon, Penn State, Ohio State, and USC at 11. So yeah, I mean, some bigger guys I think fell out, and there's some room for improvement.
Yeah, no, they continue to be top heavy, and now it's not just 3 teams at the top where I don't know, it's Michigan, Ohio State usually, and then Penn State can never get over those 2. But man, when you've got Oregon now, and then also throwing USC and everybody else, the whole bunch, Washington's not as strong as they were the year before. Big Ten has still got representation, I think, in the top 25, a lot of it. Actually, I can't even say a lot. Really, you get down to, I mean, with Illinois coming in to, 24, which is huge. Nebraska coming into their self. Michigan's still in the top 25. USC, Penn State, Oregon, all kind of chomping at the tail end of that top 10. So it seems like it's the SEC and Big Ten. You know what I mean?
And then you got
consistently.
little Miami. Yeah, you got little Miami in the ACC kind of holding on for dear life.
I already told
you,
man. I'm going to stick onto that train, that Cam Ward train of Heisman.
Dude,
that's my early prediction from when we first started.
I was watching some tape on them, and I just can't get over the fact that
it's crazy.
They're making these explosive plays consistently. Like they're not laying down. So good for them. I hope they keep that rolling because football's fun when Miami's getting after it down there.
Yeah, for sure.
Some other teams outside of top 10, Oklahoma, 15. They're going to be playing number 6 Tennessee. We'll talk about that here in a little bit on games to check out for the week. Notre Dame at 17. They took care of business versus Purdue, finally woke up. And that's how they should have played versus NIU. They did not. So that's why they're still down 17. And I've been listening to quite a bit of podcasts about it. A lot of people are kind of conflicted on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Everyone's saying if they run the table, they win out from here on. They will probably be in the 12-team playoff. I think I don't know. It's tough for me because you can't have another hiccup. And the way the Notre Dame football team does, I think there's going to be another hiccup. And I think that's going to come around the Georgia Tech neutral site game. I think that could be a stumper. Louisville coming up on their schedule is going to be a stumper. They're ranked 19th in the country, so they're not going to lay down for the Irish. Mm-hmm. There's lots of games that they have to win, and they win by a lot like they did Purdue. They need to dominate these football games to even try to get in the top 12. There's so many good teams, like I mentioned in the SEC, that are going to get bids for the college football playoffs. So it might not happen this year for the Irish.
Yeah, I got a question for you. And you got any teams in the top 25, maybe 10 to 25 that you feel like will be there at the end? Like that might be towards the tail end. That might be there towards the end, making that playoff push.
Oklahoma State. Yeah, Oklahoma State has my eye. They've been performing damn well. Mm-hmm. Their offense and defense, man, they've been kicking ass. I can foresee them being within that 12 as outside looking in. And hell, all they have to do is win their conference, and they're automatically in. So the Big 12 can produce that. What about you, man? What are you thinking? They're going to be there at the end here?
Yeah, dude. I've got for some reason I've got a Kansas State, right? And I think Kansas State might be. You're looking at. I don't know if the Big 12. They have a conference championship game. They're big enough, right?
Yes.
No?
Yeah, they have a conference championship game now. They used to just go off of record, but
right. And I think you might get those two. Utah is still nobody to really scoff at. They play each other this week.
They got a veteran team. Utah does. Yes.
Yeah. So Oklahoma State, Utah play each other. So that's going to kind of set the tone, I think, for the Big 12 and see what that looks like. But
yeah,
Kansas State, man, they're good. Run the ball. I think the quarterback Avery
Johnson.
He's got the long locks, looking like Trevor Lawrence back there and stuff. And he's a stud. I think he rushed for over 100 and then also threw for over 100. So a couple touchdowns from there too, which is crazy. So that might be a team to look at coming out of the Big 12, I think.
Yeah, Big 12 might be a sneaky little conference here.
Right. Yep.
I mean, hell, even Iowa State's down there ranked. I mean, you got some teams. I also like Nebraska. They got a lot of hype on them right now, but I think they have a good head coach, and I think they have a good system, and they're finally in that rebuild over season. They're finally getting over the rebuild.
Yeah, I think it's a year too early for Nebraska. Maybe even 2 years.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be within the top 15. I don't think they land there, but I think they're going to make some noise for sure and give some guys some runs for their money.
Yeah, it's good to see Nebraska back at it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, after Raiola's this freshman year, he's going to have a true freshman, and the experience he's going to gain. You watch out for next year. That team's going to be pretty gnarly.
I agree. Holy cow.
We'll give Dan's team a shout out. The Illinois Fighting Illini. They're in the top 25, first time in a long time. I don't know the actual stats on that. If Dan was here, I'm sure he would love to lay it out for us.
Oh yeah, he would.
But good shout out. Nebraska and Illinois play this Friday night, 8:00 games. I love that shit. I absolutely love that shit.
That's a Friday night game. Oh
Friday
my goodness,
8:00
that's
on
exciting,
Fox, baby. But yeah, all eyes will be on that game for sure. With that, let's just move right over to the schedule.
Yeah, let's do
Jordan, you are more prepared than I am today, so go ahead and give me two of the games that you kind of got an eye on.
Well, I got
for
4
this matchup this weekend.
I've got 4, but we've already kind of touched on it.
Okay.
So I have Obviously, I've got Illinois and Nebraska. That's going to be an interesting one. Now that it's on Friday, it makes me even more excited that
Oh yeah, I'm pumped.
I will be traveling. Yeah, I'll be traveling that day. So we'll be in the hotel. I'll be able to watch that game and just
There you
hang
go.
out and do that. That'll be fantastic. Prediction wise, I think it's probably going to bite me. We made this prediction before about Illinois losing to a school.
Yeah.
I think Kansas was the last prediction we thought was going to be. Kansas, by the way, isn't who we thought they were. But
No,
that's a
no,
different
they
conversation.
choked. They choked.
But I think Nebraska is not Kansas, and I say that in a good way. And I think Nebraska pulls out the win there. Do I think it's an absolute slugfest? No, I honestly don't. I think Nebraska wins by 14, probably, if not more than that.
Yeah.
Dan wouldn't like to hear that, so he's probably glad that he's not on this. But
yeah, they're 7.5-point favorites at home, and
right,
obviously they have the record for the most sellouts
yeah,
games in a row, and counting. So definitely a tough environment.
when they're good, you know what I mean. That's going to be a rowdy crowd, especially at night. Oh man, that's going to be crazy. The next one I got, USC Michigan. So that's
Yeah,
going to be that's a big.
that's on everyone's board, man. That's gonna be a
Yep,
hell of a game.
that's going to be pretty great. We're going to see what because Michigan's defense is stout, always has been, pretty much always will be. I know they got QB issues right now with Orgy and Warren. Warren,
Yeah, I think
I think that's
Jackson
his
Warren
name.
or some
Yeah,
some
something
shit
like
like
that.
that. We should
But
be
so
more
that
prepared, but I don't really give a
yeah,
fuck. So
no,
it's okay.
it is what it is.
I hate
There's so
Michigan.
many teams to keep track of, right? And you still got your outside life, and so do I. So it's like,
Yeah,
holy shit,
yeah,
naming all these people. But we know they've got QB issues. I don't know if it's issues. I think they just need to make a decision, right? That's
you just
really
gotta
what it
find the
comes down
guy
to.
and stay with him. Exactly,
Yep.
exactly.
USC, we'll have to see if they continue to be the explosive team that they came out, as. I expect them to, but it's interesting. This is a matchup I didn't think I'd be so excited to watch just because it is SEC, which you usually think speed, you think quickness, right? And then you take Michigan, which you think pro style, run the ball, 2 tight end set, right? You know what I mean? Just run it down your throat kind of stuff. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah,
And
I think
that's 3:30 on CBS. So
yeah, it's
that'll be a
3:30
good.
Saturday.
Yep, that'll
It'll
be a
be a
good
hell of a
middle of the
game.
day.
USC. This will be a welcome to the Big Ten game here for them. If they play as hard as they played against LSU, as in the defensive side, blowing up double teams, blowing up counters, their defense was playing hard, and I haven't seen SC play defense that hard and strong since probably Reggie Bush era.
Yeah.
When Matt Leinart and them guys had the team rolling. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you what, if they come into Big House and push some guys around, I promise you they're going to make a good respect and hell of a name for themselves in the top 10 going
Oh
forward.
yeah. They'll jump.
Obviously,
I mean, we'll jump
Michigan kind of
firmly into the
down.
top 10.
Yeah. And Michigan's kind of down right now, but now's a good time to go into the Big House and punch them in the mouth and see what happens. So we'll see. And Notre Dame fans were kind of riding on USC to be damn good at the end of the season, so we can even have a little chance in hell to even reach the playoffs. So there's that.
Yeah,
All
that
right,
does
go
help.
ahead. What else you got, buddy?
That does help the schedule though. If USC is still good and ranked high by the end of the year. The third one I've got Utah versus Oklahoma State. That's 12. Utah 12. Oklahoma State 14. That's
4
on
o'clock on
Fox at
baby.
4. Yeah, so that's going to be
We've got
huge.
good mid-afternoon games.
Nice, a fantastic Big 12 game. Kind of like what we just mentioned a little bit ago, setting the tone for that conference and seeing what that's all about. And then last but not least, I have Tennessee at Oklahoma, 7:30 ABC. That's going to be a good one. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what to think of Oklahoma yet, but I know Tennessee is absolutely nuts. I was actually looking up, and I'm going to reference an image I took on the computer, so I didn't have to actually write it down. There was I was looking at league stats or leaders for teams, right? And checking out who's leading, offensive leaders, defensive leaders, sacks, interceptions, all just passing leaders, all that kind of stuff. When you look at these categories, they break it down by top 5. Tennessee, total yards, they're second in the country. But then also defensive leaders, points allowed, they're third, right? So Tennessee's no joke, right? So that's really, really good to see. But also they're rushing third in the country per yards per game. And also yards allowed for defense, they are second in yards allowed. So
Jeez.
Tennessee's not no joke. I think they're gonna come out on top. They have a ton of talent. But we'll see. This is also a welcome to the SEC for Oklahoma. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you have enough cojones to play in this league and stand up and take care of business?
I love that
like it,
it's a
dude.
night game. I love that
Dude,
it's a
I'm
night
loving
game.
these. I'm loving these night games. Couple games you didn't mention that aren't really a top 25 games. For instance, Kansas State going to BYU. BYU historically likes to upset people at 10:30 in the middle of the night when you're not paying attention. So
Yeah,
Kansas State, I as a good team, we talked about it in top 25. That'd be a good test, I think, for them. So when you wake up Sunday morning, check that score. I think you might be surprised.
for sure.
Also, Baylor going to Colorado, playing at Colorado, a little revenge game from last year because Colorado beat them the first game of the year. Baylor hasn't been playing damn good at all. So we'll see if Colorado can handle them and take care of business
For sure.
and get another win on their schedule. So them two are kind of the ones I was looking at, other than obviously the other ones stated previously.
And I've got one upset game that I'm kind of predicting here, and I think Georgia Tech is going to take it to Louisville. Dude,
let's go, Jordan. We think it's very like,
yeah,
man.
dude. I think Georgia Tech, they play really well. I think they're better than I think they're 2-1 right now. Yeah, 2-1. So I think that they're better than their record. I think they should have been 3-0, but
yeah,
I think
they
they're
lost to a
they're
good Syracuse team.
Yeah, they're gonna take I think Louisville down.
Yeah, that'd be
I
awesome.
could be wrong, but it's a gut feeling, man. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now, and I was just like, yeah, that one kind of standing out here. That could be an upset. Another trap game, if we're thinking of trap games. Marshall, watch out for the Thundering Herd taking down Ohio State this weekend, number 3, at home. Hey, they've done it to Notre Dame.
That was a flashback from last year. Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, suck it, Ohio State. That would suck for you guys, but it'd be damn hilarious to watch happen to another team other than the Fighting Irish.
Like, I know this isn't true, and like we've mentioned it many times, parity is good for college football, right? When you see those upsets, that's kind of what the excitement is. Like, they're still kids, like they're all kids. Of course, this is going to happen from time to time, but I don't know, man. That Ohio State team,
they're damn good.
Speaking of Marshall, did you hear the coach come out and say we've got like some restaurants got free all you can eat biscuits or something like that, trying to recruit some of those Ohio State players?
Hell yeah, man!
That's
the big
crazy.
Love biscuit.
That's wild. That's a crazy thing to say at a press conference, but I love it.
Hey, man. Hey, dude, did you see the videos of the Northern Illinois coach talking about how he was willing to give Marcus Freeman some pointers and things that he saw on what he exploded in the games and stuff? I was like, holy shit, that's crazy. But good for him though, because it shows you that, hey, like, we shouldn't have beat you, but we beat you. But also, we need you to look really good because it helps us down the road too.
Exactly. Yeah. And you don't see that very often. He said, like, I know we're competitors, but doesn't mean, I can't wish you the best and all that kind of stuff. Once our game's over, it is what it is. So he said, I want to see him succeed, which is great. That's cool. That's not a whole lot. That doesn't happen a lot, which is cool.
Hell yeah, brother. Holy cow. Let's get into some. We can do players of the week and or just like outstanding players to watch. Because I know now we're getting into the bye weeks and stuff, so not these players aren't all playing. But there's some players that I want to highlight that are still damn near performing like unbelievable. It's not just a first week woes type thing. So I'll let you kind of lead off here and kind of give us the fans who we should be keeping an eye out on and who had a damn good performance this past weekend.
Of course. Yeah. So the first one I'm going to go to is a no-brainer. He's my early Heisman winner. It's going to be Cam Ward. I think he's going to continue to light it up, right? I think he's 19 for 28, 346 and 5 touchdowns. That's crazy. I don't care who you play. Like, that's good. That's 35 points that he was responsible for. I just think that's he's going to continue that trend, and Miami can be dangerous, especially in a weaker. I don't want to say weak, but it is. It seems like Miami is separating themselves from the rest of the ACC, right?
Yes, I agree with you 100%.
And going to the defensive side, I've got Noel Williams, cornerback from Cal. He's got 4 interceptions on the season so far. which is crazy, which is awesome. He had an interception
Oh.
last week. He had 2 the week before, and then 1 at week 1. So, and guess who they play? They play Florida State. And guess what? This man's probably going to get at least 1. So,
at least.
So I think look out for Noah Williams. He could be he's obviously on track to get a huge double digits possibly, which is crazy, unheard of. Not a lot of times that happens. So shout out to Noah Williams. And that's kind of what I've got. I mentioned it early. Avery Johnson, he's pretty sick. He's looking fantastic. I think Kansas State can be dangerous as well.
It's 17 carries for 110 yards. Like, God damn.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? And then also the running back from Iowa who leads the country in rushing. But that's only because
Ashton Gentry.
Yeah, he didn't play last week, right?
He had a bye week.
He's close second, and he's also a game to be played, right? Yeah, so that's crazy to me. But so that's cool to see Iowa kind of running the ball down everybody's throat, doing the Iowa stuff, continuing that. So that's what I got. Hey. Those 2, those 3 technically, to kind of look out for and continue that trend. I'm gonna be on the Cam Ward train all season. You know, as long as he keeps it up.
I can respect it too. I love the story coming from Washington State. And then getting a chance to play at a university like Miami. Like, oh my God, you kidding me? And showing out too, not just being a stud or a dud. So good for him, man. That's good. I'll clap that up all day. Well, guy I had my eye on, even though this team lost, they got beat 7-31. T. McMillan, man. He's a man amongst men.
He's good.
From Arizona. I highlighted him in the first week. He had 11 receptions for 138 yards and 12.5 yards per reception, but 0 touchdowns. So if he can get those balls caught in the end zone, that would help out their team quite a bit. He's a specimen, man. He's an absolute dog.
Mm-hmm.
Another one I'm really impressed with. I wish Dan was here to hear it. Hopefully he watches it back. But Pat Bryant, receiver from Illinois, they beat CMU, Central Michigan University, 30-9. He had 7 receptions, 102 yards, 14.6 yards per reception, and 2 touchdowns. So good for him. Looks like they're not just doing pounding the ground and pound. They're also throwing the ball a little bit down the field. So this Friday night matchup versus Nebraska in Lincoln is going to be a badass matchup to watch.
I think he's going to have a good game. You know what I mean?
He's going to have to show out and dominate. And then going to my last one here, Ashton Gentry. He didn't play this week, but guess what? He's still second in the country in rushing.
Crazy.
At 459. And Caleb Johnson from Iowa, like Jordan talked about, he's at 479. So he's only 20 points under or 20 yards under the number 1 rusher, and he's a game behind. So go Boise State Broncos, man. Keep feeding that boy the rock. I love it.
I got one more shout out. I think this is Jackson Dart, Ole Miss quarterback, dude.
Everyone's been shitting on him his whole career. Like, I don't understand this. He's a good player.
Yeah, he's at 1,100 yards, 1172 for the year so far. Ole Miss is leading the country in, let's see here, total yards per game. I mean, total yards at 692. That's wild. Passing per game, 434. That's even crazier, right? So
Jeez, man.
Oh man.
How do you
they're also defensive number 1 in the country for allowing 3 points per game, which is crazy. So Ole Miss might be sneaky good, even though I say sneaky good, even though they're sitting at 5. But you know what I mean, right?
No, I know exactly what you mean. You're overlooking them right now because quote unquote they haven't played anybody significant. Wake Forest, Middle Tennessee State, and crap, I can't remember that last one there. It's an FCS school. But hey, Notre Dame, take a note here. 40-6, 52-3, 76-0. That's how you play versus teams that you shouldn't have any fucking competition against.
Yep. If you want to be in the top 5 like Notre Dame was, that's what you got to do, right?
And you got to do it every single week in, week out. You cannot have a hiccup. So here's some stats for Jackson Dart. 73 for 88 this season. He's completing 83% of his passes for 1,172 yards, average 13.3 yards per attempt, 8 touchdowns and only 1 pick. He's only made 1 mistake throwing the football that he's had to pay for in 3 games. So that's huge in itself. It's nuts, man. good for him because he's had a long career, and he's been kind of getting shat on,
Right.
most of it.
Exactly.
Ole Miss is here, man, and you got to think, who's their coach again
Lane Kiffin.
from Alabama? Yeah, Lane Kiffin. Like he's not a joke. Like he got these boys ready.
Mm-hmm.
He's got these boys ready. Watch out for them.
Throwing it
Absolutely,
all over the yard. Holy cow.
all over the damn place. I'm trying to pull up the who's in the Heisman favorite right now.
Is it too early? I mean, too early, and
No,
I'm the one
I
who
mean
called my
it's not
shot
too
in week
early,
one.
but
Yeah, I feel you. If you ask me, Genty, I think, is in there. Cam Ward, probably Jackson Dart,
yeah, I think Jackson's a has
maybe
to
the
be. I mean,
receiver
it'd be
from Arizona, T Mac.
yeah, he might be. I don't think they have it updated. I mean, I see it on Twitter all the time, but I don't
Right.
see like an actual link.
See here, I might be
Maybe
able to do
I'll
some too.
yeah, look it up. While Jordan looks that up, if you guys have not subscribed to the channel on the YouTube, we've actually gone up 4 subscribers in the past 2 weeks, which hey,
Go, dude.
4 is more than 2, so I appreciate that.
That's right.
It helps grow the channel. And Jordan mentioned this the first week. Feedback is huge, right? Feedback. I don't know how to grow and make it more appealing for you as a viewer if I don't get any feedback from you guys as well. So just please, no harm, no foul. Shoot us some feedback. Hey, this thing sucks. Try this kind of segment or do this or that. You know, we're always open for upgrades and how to make this thing a better program for you guys.
For sure. Yeah, no, it's huge. Feedback is good, positive, mediocre, neutral, doesn't matter. We want to hear about it. That way we know what we can do. So Heisman Trophy contenders after week 3, Ashton GT, running back, you got that. Travis Hunter, can't forget about him. Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, Nick Nash from San Jose State, a receiver out there. You got T Mac from Arizona, receiver. Caleb Johnson, Quinn Ewers, Dylan
Nice.
Gabriel, and Omarion Hampton, a running back from North Carolina, which is a stud. So awesome, good there. I think that's kind of what we're looking
some damn good players out here. Here we go.
For sure.
Right.
Real quick, I want to touch on Notre Dame real quick to get your thoughts. Yes, they had a huge win, right? A big, large, victory. I wanted to see, how do you feel about oh my God, I'm blanking. Riley Leonard.
So what do I think about him? We obviously knew going in the transfer portal when he joined Notre Dame, and also when we played him when he was at Duke. His biggest threat was his legs, right? He was an athlete. That no one really talked about, if he could pass. I mean, obviously he can make plays. He's a quarterback. He can throw the football if he needed to. But it was always talking about his legs. I think we're gonna run him into the ground. I think once we start getting better competition, I think he's gonna have to rely on his arm. And then you start going to Steve Angeli or Minchie. You start going to other guys for passing, and now we got a 2 quarterback system that never successful. I've never seen a program be successful with 2 quarterbacks at the helm. So I don't know. I would like to see more downfield passing with him. Open up the offense, run, bam, over the top, run, over the top. If you watch Penn State, if you watch Michigan, if you watch even Illinois. These Big Ten teams, they run it down your throat. They're not scared to run it. I'm not saying stop running the football, but you got to spread them vertical down the field because if not, you can stack the box all day and then make a good play, a pick or something on the safety side. So
yeah, man,
I don't know. I guess that's my feelings. Is this I want to see him do a little bit more downfield. I think their last game versus Purdue, I think if I'm not, don't quote me, but I don't think he had more than 4 passing attempts over 20 yards. That whole ball game. I mean, granted, the run game was dominant. You didn't have to worry about the pass.
Yeah, right.
But those type of games where you're playing a less superior team, it'd be a good time to get some good game reps, and you get back in sync with your receivers. So that's kind of my thoughts on Riley Leonard and him.
I'm gonna touch on it real quick. I just feel like Riley Leonard, and this is just inside or outside looking in, but Riley Leonard, it feels like it could have been more damage than good. So that could have been, this year could have been given to one of those other developing, kids at quarterback. CJ Carr, Angeli, Minchie, right? Those all could have been this could be a year under their belt to see, hey, what do we got, right? What do we have? Let's make a decision there. But you brought somebody in like you did last year with Sam Darnold, or not Sam Darnold. Holy shit, dude!
Holy fucking imagine Sam Darnold taking fucking snaps and pistol.
Damn
Holy
it, dude!
fuck!
Oh, what's
What
his
a
name?
time that would be.
What?
Sam Hartman. With the
Sam
hair,
Hartman. Sam Darnold's on the mind because I owe that man a fruit basket. Holy shit!
Fucking fucking Sam Darnold.
But I think, yeah, you could have given all these snaps to the, somebody else. I know he had a game against Notre Dame last year, but I just felt like you're asking a lot. That's why the transfer portal has its ups, has its downs, right? So I don't know. You could have developed those other kids, but you know what I mean? What do I know? I'm just a football fan watching football.
I'm a football fan, and you've watched a lot of football games. It's not like this is your first season watching football, so you've obviously intaked a lot of information before.
Yeah.
I like that point because you're right. You got the transfer portal, and it's all fun and games. It's all you got a new car, and it's very fun until it's time to become practical. I can drive a Lamborghini every day, but it might not be the most fucking comfortable thing to drive every single day.
Exactly. Yep.
You see other programs, right? You see programs like Michigan right now where they're struggling with quarterback because they just lost a really good one. They obviously didn't build behind them very well.
Right?
Yeah, played a lot of years. You see Nebraska. You got a true freshman out there making plays. They can develop and build a team off of him. They can recruit with him on the helm. It's really hard just to throw a guy in there and say, hey, chemistry, figure it out.
Yep,
especially after having all his injuries and being out. So it's tough, man. You got ups and downs on the transfer portal. I don't think the quarterback situation always works. I want to see some statistics on that. Yeah, obviously, the Cam Ward coming over, you see Cam Ward coming down and making his thing do it. He's doing all right. But you see other schools that quarterbacks bounce around from school to school because they just can't figure it out. It's tough to get a good feeling and a good, touch on the team.
That's right.
And the quarterback's the leader of your offense, leader of the team. So if he's bouncing around from school to school, or you got a new guy every year, that guy has been putting into work over summer, spring, all those hours, and sitting in behind him as a young guy, he's going to want to transfer out.
Jackson Dart. So
he's a senior.
On that, was he always at Ole Miss, or did he transfer in?
No, I think he might have been at Kansas.
Okay,
is that
but if you look at the teams in the top 6, right? You got Ohio State. They have Will Howard. I get it. He's transferred in. I understand that. Georgia,
yeah, but
Carson Beck,
any quarterback can be good in that system right now. They have amazing football players.
You got talent all over the place.
Absolutely amazing football players.
Texas, Quinn Ewers has been there, right? They've got their program set up for success for the future with Arch Manning.
Yeah, Arch Manning, right behind.
Carson Beck, who's been there behind. I can't remember the guy who was there.
Jordan Stenop or something like that.
Yeah, Stedham. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Alabama, Milroe, right? So I think.
Look at these guys as backups, man.
Yeah, that's proof in the pudding, right? There you develop and keep that going, and just doing that. So the teams that struggled, Oregon, right, with their new quarterback. Miami's not really struggling with Cam Ward. And we were just talking about Michigan. Yep, it has a quarterback issue. It's not necessarily transfer portal stuff, but Notre Dame, another one on that list where they're struggling at that quarterback position, where they're just trying to fill it instead of develop it, right? So hopefully that turns around and they can get some of those young guys in there.
Well, hell, USC got Miller Moss stepping up. He's been in the program. He's checking things out. He's been practicing. He's been working with these guys every single day.
Yep.
Makes a difference. Quarterback makes a difference in this game. It's like the NFL. Excuse me. The NFL, the quarterback, if you have a quarterback, you go. If not, you're shit. No matter how good these NFL players are, you have to have a quarterback. Look at the Giants.
I know it. Holy shit.
Yeah, they struggle all the time to facilitate the football to where it needs to go. Game managers, every single quarterback, I don't care what you rate them as, got to be a game manager. You have to learn how to control the football and make plays. And if you don't have that, then you're kind of screwed. So, speaking of NFL, let's transfer right over to that. Last week, Jordan, Dan, and myself, we made some picks on this, and it was absolutely ass.
What a weird week, man.
I hate the NFL is so hard to predict because it's any given Sunday, right? Who's going to show up and play a football game? I don't know, man. It's tough, man. So give me some highlights and some negatives if you'd like on week 2 of the NFL season last week there.
I got one, and it's 2. So I got 2, and they're both quarterbacks, right?
He almost did it. Come on.
We're gonna start. we're gonna start with the one that I continue to owe an apology to, but Sam Darnold
Playing good, man.
is balling out,
Playing
man.
fucking good football.
I
You buried him. You fucking buried him, Jordan.
I'm gonna take credit for the surge of success that he's having. He heard it. He heard me. He's like, this guy doesn't know anything, right? So Sam Darnold, shout out. He's balling out there in Minnesota. Yeah, he's balling out in Minnesota. But I guess when you have a target like Justin Jefferson, that's pretty great. But still, he's balling out. I don't care. I wrote him off, said, oh, he's a joke, right? I'll be honest with you. I don't know what JJ's going to be walking into next year, right? But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know what, maybe he's trade bait, Sam Darnold, that is. I don't know, right? But
yeah, maybe.
Shout out to him. He's been doing fantastic. And then also the other one is Derek Carr. Holy cow.
Saints is a fucking wagon. Is Saints a wagon right now?
Dude.
Are the New Orleans Saints a fucking team to beat right now?
Are the Saints back right now? You know what I mean?
What's going on?
So Derek Carr, I actually picked him up in fantasy, which has been helping me, which is great. So
good pickup.
Yeah, from the two that I drafted to Derek Carr was still available. I drafted Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson. Both see you later out of here.
Fucking ass cheeks.
So guess who I picked up? Sam Darnold after week 2. So we got Sam Darnold at QB2. And I owe it to him. He's got to, I riled him up. I might as well ride him until he's done, right? That's what she said. But I feel like, those two, Derek Carr, Sam Darnold, just balling out more than they should.
I'm going to add another quarterback play right to your list, okay? Baker Mayfield, what a transformation in career for him, man. You get shit on in Cleveland. You win the first playoff game in Cleveland in fucking who knows how long.
Yep.
They kick you out of the fucking house because they want a weird pedophile. No, he's not a pedophile. They're all of age, I'm hoping. But a weird fucker that can't keep his hands to himself. And then you go down to Tampa Bay. Shit. I mean, well, he didn't go straight to Tampa Bay from there, but you get what I'm saying.
Yep.
He's going down and he's playing good football right now, and that team is looking good. They got good weapons still, man. They still got the team, almost a Super Bowl team that this won the last 4 years ago or whatever it was. So you guys got to watch out for Baker Mayfield. I'm happy for him because I do like him as a person, as a competitor. I loved him in college. He just always had that chip, man. So good for him. Another thing, absolutely crazy. It blows my mind. Another thing I want to talk on is the Dallas Cowboys go and dominate, and then they turn around and fucking lay an egg. Hey, Notre Dame, you look just like the Cowboys, okay? Dan said it.
The same. They are the same. It's crazy.
Dan fucking said it, and I believe it now because Dallas Cowboys, always on prime time. Notre Dame football, always on TV no matter where you can turn TV on. Guess what? New Orleans Saints came into fucking Jerry World and whooped that ass.
That's crazy.
Alvin Kamara kicking ass. Derek Carr. Jesus, man. And if you guys watch the Pat McAfee show and AQ Shipley goes on there and talks about the O-line, and he talked about the O-line last week for New Orleans. Dude, they're fucking moving. They're 5 yards down the field driving dudes off the ball. Like, yeah, Kamara in the backfield, you're going to be getting some plays knocked out, man. So 44-19, they beat Dallas. Like, that's crazy to me.
That's not an NFL score either. That's like
you don't see that often. And then another NFL score you don't see all the time is the Buffalo playing Thursday Night Football against Miami. Hey, Tua Tagovailoa, we'll talk about it. I'm sure you have a couple opinions on it, but Buffalo looked like a wagon too, man. They look like they're a complete team. And I don't want to shit on Stephon Diggs, and I know it can't be just him, but he's out of the building now. It looks like targets are going to other receivers than just one person. So it looks like they'll be able to spread the offense around again. They look dangerous. The Tua situation. I want to hear your thoughts on that, Jordan. So what are your thoughts about him getting a concussion and his future? What do you think? I mean, call it, man. So what do you got?
Yeah, I think, I don't think anybody else can make that call or even really judge the situation, right? He's the only one. He's the only one who can play and actually decide if he wants to play and what his future looks like, regardless, right? I kind of do this a lot too, though. And, depending on who you are, you might call like, oh, you're a sheep or whatever. But like, I tend to trust the people that are in the positions that deserve to be trusted, and doctors and physicians and those kind of people are one of those, right? So I feel like there's going to have a good medical team stuff around him to say, hey, no, you're good to go, right? They're not going to be pushing him out there. I'd hope not, right? That's the worst case scenario, but he's also going to get cleared, and then he has to make that decision of what that looks like. And, he's the only one that can make that. You can't tell somebody to, hey, quit living your dream. because you got
Right.
right off the bat. You're like, oh yeah, I guess I'm done. So
yeah,
he'll make that decision. We'll see what happens. It sucks. It sucks to see. It looked pretty pedestrian of a tackle. Didn't look that bad, but I think the sensitivity is there. But also, I think there are some measurements that need to be taken for him. Maybe, wear the Guardian helmet, do your thing, take care of your head, right? You might not look the coolest, and I understand there's more than just the Guardian helmet, which is the big massive one. There's some other ones that you can do before you have to wear that one. So I think that's a step he has to consider. But as far as opinion on quitting and retiring or continuing, that's on him. You gotta decide if he wants it.
He's an absolute competitor. He has been his whole life. He's not going to stop. And this, I mean, everyone's like, well, he's a husband and a father, and
that's true.
Yeah, I understand that, and that's very valid points. But guess what? Are we Tua Tagovailoa? Absolutely not.
Right, exactly.
He comes from a great family. Nick Saban touched on this a lot. Excuse me. He comes from a great family, great support system around him. So they're all going to come together. They're going to talk about it, I'm sure.
Right.
But guess what? Like you said, they got professionals, doctors, all kinds of people in his ear going to be giving him all the information that they know, and he can make a decision based on that.
Right, exactly.
I don't like when people's like, oh, he needs to retire. I'm like, what do you know? You're on your couch not doing shit. Like, yeah, if you hit your head, it might hurt a little bit or whatever. Like, the medical advancements are there. I don't think you can just sit there and say, no, he needs to do this. Like, okay, well, it's not going to happen. I don't think he retires from football. I think he's going to come back. He's going to take his time. They're going to treat him the right way, and then he's going to play football the way he wants to play football.
Yep.
So
it's got to be, and I'm sure he's not stupid. Seems like a smart dude, smart kid, but like, I feel like that's got to be in the back of his head. He's like, I have a family, I have a wife and kids, right? And maybe, hey, I got to think about my future. Think about what boxers go through, right? The same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. They blow it out every time.
Oh yeah, every single time they step out there, they're getting blasted in the face. Like, just, you have to think about that. And some people, everybody's body is different and tolerances and all that kind of shit. So, he's the only one that needs to make that decision. Him, his family, and the doctors and medical staff around him are the only people that can make that judgment call. So
I love it. The last negative I'm going to talk about on the week 2 is the Indianapolis Colts, and what in the actual fuck are you doing? Josh Jacobs runs for 151 yards. We lose DeForest Buckner on the D line, and guys, let's go draft the best DN that we ever seen that has a broken neck. Okay, draft him. That's great. I don't know about you, but every freaking draft board had the Indianapolis Colts taking a cornerback or a defensive back. We have a good interior lineman. We have no good players. Nick Cross, I think, is out for X amount of time. Like, we cannot stop the run. And then you got Richardson. Technically, it's his rookie season, if people want to call it. It's his only 4th start of his career. He needs to take care of the football better. Because you can't be giving the ball away when your defense ain't fucking stopping anybody.
Yep.
It ain't going to be a good situation. So I was really embarrassed about the Indianapolis Colts this past weekend. It hurt my feelings a lot. I was like, really? Yeah. I got Notre Dame shitting on myself. That the Colts can't figure out how to play defense. Man.
Yeah,
geez,
dude. I think
you football, I'm 2-0 though. Our squad's kicking ass, dude. These 4th, 5th, and 6th graders are whooping that shit, dude.
Take your wins. Take your wins where you can get them. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely.
I think there's a lot of rust to knock off for AR.
Yeah.
But I think the upside's there, right? And I think enough time in the system, enough time, not injured, right? And knock the dust off. If anybody can show you can come back from being terrible, it's Sam Darnold. So I mean, like, let's figure it out. You know what I mean? And he made me look dumb and a lot of people, I'm sure. So I think it's too early for AR. But yeah, you're right. That defense kind of struggled, man. When you run for 150 yards, that's kind of that's scary.
Yeah, that's not a good situation. And
shouldn't lose a game if you run for that much.
No, man, I mean, you start 0-2 in a really competitive AFC South now with the Houston Texans looking like they're going to run the table there. It's pretty tough. It's pretty tough to go.
Crazy, man.
Yeah. And, hey, real quick shout out. I almost got a W on you guys. You guys all picked against the New York Giants. I thought they could do it. They lost in overtime. Or close battle, man. Hey, the Giants almost squeaked one by, man.
Keep losing. Yeah, I'm telling you, I already laid out the game plan. Just listen to it. You know what I mean?
But Neighbors look good, man.
Yeah, Neighbors.
He's
got talent, right? The only problem is the
Gotta get a ball to him.
The only problem is the goof throwing it to him, right? So
Fucking A. Fucking A, right.
makes you miss
All
Eli.
right.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Hey, Eli was great for you guys. Got a Super Bowl.
2 of
Let's
them.
go. Let's go. All right. Let's jump over to week 3. Starting off Thursday night, as in tomorrow, the New England Patriots are going to go play the New York Jets. Excuse me. At MetLife at 8:15 on Prime Video. Oh, boy. Flip a fucking coin, Jordan. Who's winning this guy?
Dude, I'm so disconnected. I don't know what to do anymore.
Aaron Rodgers, is he going to be good? You know, is Jacoby
Yeah.
Brissett going to pull something out of his ass again? I don't know, man.
I'm gonna go Jets. Why not? Right? As I don't have any reasoning other than, like you mentioned, flip of a coin. Right? I don't either one of these two. I don't have any total faith in. But I one of them has an established quarterback, right? But he's 40, so I don't know. Jets. We'll take the Jets.
Jeez, yeah, they're a 6-point favorite at home. That's a big spread for NFL football.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go against you. I'm gonna go New England. I'm just gonna see Mr. Mayo, see if he's got the boys ready for a Thursday night matchup.
Right.
So, I don't really. We'll flip a coin there. It's not one of the best Thursday matchups. The last 2 weeks have been pretty good bangers. So then they have to have an off week. You know, I feel it. I understand it. All right, going into Sunday, 1:00 games kicking off. The New York Giants going to the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland, Ohio. Fox. Cleveland is a 6.5-point favorite at home versus the Giants.
I'm taking the Browns. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, I gotta go. I can't go up against it. I mean, I tried last week. They burnt my ass. I can't do it again. I cannot. So Cleveland. Hopefully, Deshaun Watson figures it out and can play a little good football.
Yeah, I did pick up the Giants.
Oh,
I picked up the Giants defense. So I'm hoping it's a very, very low scoring game, but that Cleveland comes out. Yeah. We're hoping for some points there. But
all right,
I hope they lose.
Yeah, for sure. I can just keep losing to get a good pick, hopefully. I like it. I like the strategy. Green Bay coming off a win. It looks like Jordan Love is questionable to return for this week, so he might come back. He may not. We'll see. They're going to go to Tennessee and play the Titans on Fox. The Titans are a 1.5-point favorite at home here, so I think that's more just a home field advantage for them. Yeah. Wow. I got to say, Green Bay is going to do it because they're going to be a complete team. Will Levis is going to give the fucking ball to Green Bay 4 times at least.
Yep.
Him and his Mayo cologne. He's just going to be squirting that shit all over the sidelines. His players are going to be pissed at him. Green Bay wins this game.
Yeah, I'm with you. Green Bay too. Same exact reasons you just said. So yeah, Green Bay takes it.
And holy shit, watch out. The Chicago Bears coming to Indianapolis. It's been a long time since these two teams have played. And I have good memories of the time they did. The Colts, they're going to play the Colts here in Indianapolis at the Loud House. 1:00 kickoff, CBS. The Indianapolis Colts are a 1-point favorite over the Chicago Bears. Hey, D-line, I know we're missing Buckner, and the Chicago Bears can't run the fucking football, so I swear to God, if they get 100 yards rushing, I'm going to go down to Indianapolis. I'm fighting somebody. I don't give a fuck who it is. I'm fighting somebody. We're going to get after the ball. We're going to send the blitz. Williams is going to be running around like a 4th and 5th and 6th grader, like we watch every Sunday.
He's playing grown men now. He can't do that.
Yep. So guess what? Indianapolis Colts win at home. Finally get a dub on the board and get trending to the right direction.
I agree. Yeah, no, Colts. I got the Colts as well. I don't think Caleb Williams still hasn't thrown a touchdown pass. So I think.
Hey, he led the team with 44 yards rushing, though.
Yeah, dude.
DeAndre Swift.
That's crazy.
What the fuck, Bears?
I don't know. I think it's also too early for him, but he has to change how he plays, and that's tough, right? People are like, oh, we're just wanting him to play. But here's the other thing, too. He's gonna have 0 excuses going forward, right? None, because you have talent. I don't care that Keenan Allen's out right now. I don't care. You got Dunze, you've got Cole Kmet, you've got DeAndre Swift, you've got the other guy, DJ Moore. Like, you have talent. There's no reason you don't. Maybe the line is a problem. That's something they'll have to address. But
and then you better get creative offensive coordinator, do some quick plays, do some bubbles, do some screens, do some things, get the ball out of his hand now. Now, hike, throw it. One read.
Read options. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that's his thing, they do it in Baltimore. I'm not saying he's Lamar Jackson, but I'm saying if that's his game, is to be an improviser, right? Then let him do it.
Fucking A. I like it. Houston Texans going to play the old Sam Darnold's Minnesota Vikings. 1:00 CBS. Houston is 2 points favorites as the away team here going in. I like that, but I don't know, man. I think Minnesota's sneaky. I really do think they're sneaky. I think their defense is playing good football, so I'm going to have to go with the Vikings at home.
This is where we're gonna pick different
It's
teams.
tough.
I had the Texans. I think they're gonna a deep run this year.
Yeah, not a lot of people are gonna beat the Texans besides Miami this week, or Minnesota this week.
They're gonna win their division. That's 100% gonna happen. But so much talent on that Texas team, man. Texans are nuts, and CJ Stroud proves that he's that dude. You know what I mean? So I think they take it.
I hope
Sam Darnold does well because I'm a big Sam Darnold guy now. So
hey, I'm gonna buy you a jersey, dog.
I'm gonna get one. AliExpress or whatever the hell it is. Yeah.
I'll frame it. And send it to you. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Sam Darnold for fucking Super Bowl champions. Let's go.
He is that guy.
One of the two games of the week in my eyes is the Philadelphia Eagles going to New Orleans, playing the red hot Saints and Derek Carr. The Saints are only 2.5 point favorites. One thing I don't like is Philadelphia likes to turn the ball over.
Mm-hmm.
And I think and New Orleans is gonna. I think they're gonna execute on that shit there. The Caesars Thunderdome or something, or the Superdome. But what a year to get hot when the Super Bowl's at home. So that'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
Yep, that'd be nuts.
I got Saints.
Yeah, same Saints. I think I'm riding them out, man. That's gonna be fantastic.
Good for them, absolutely. Los Angeles Chargers with the Jim Harbaugh taking the helm there, and they're running the frick out of the football. J.K. Dobbins coming back looking like an absolute dog. Shout out to the fantasy guy on him. They're going to play the Pittsburgh Steelers and run into the good Steelers defense, and I don't know if they can surpass that, Jordan.
Dude, you know what? And this is fantasy land, hoping that the long con happens where Justin Fields is doing really well, right? And we get to listen to Dan, and I get to tell him, "Oh, you should have kept Fields and done this, right? Whatever." Again, I don't make the big bucks,
but you're a huge Justin Fields fan, aren't you?
I'm gonna take. I want Justin Fields. So as soon as Russell comes back, trade for him. Maybe not this year. Maybe do something next year. But I think. Yeah, I think the Steelers take it just because I want them to, not because I actually think they will, but I just want them to.
All right,
that's where we're at.
Yeah, I got Steelers as well. All right, it's hard to pick against them. They got good D. Mike Tomlin's a dog, so he's going to figure out how to get a dub. Okay, here we go. Denver Broncos going to Tampa Bay Buccaneers, playing in Tampa. Tampa's 6.5 point favorite versus the Denver Broncos. It's kind of hard to pick against them, and the way Bo Nix is playing and that team, I think they're picked over. I don't know. Tampa Bay, I'm going to have to pick them. That's kind of a given, I think.
Yeah, you talked about it. Baker's playing out of his mind. And I think, and that's as easy as said. I think the Broncos are still not there yet. They still won't be until they get some reps.
Yeah,
under there. So you got to always, man. It's so rough watching, and we'll talk about Bryce Young, but putting these young guys in the situation, and expecting them to just be some superhero is kind of crazy. You know what I mean? So yeah, absolutely shout out crazy. To I think they take it. So we'll see.
Yeah, I agree. So talking about Bryce Young, good old Andy Dalton getting his first start in North Carolina, the Red Rocket, going to Las Vegas, playing the Raiders at 4:00 or 4:05. I don't know. Can the Carolina Panthers get their first dub of the season?
You feeling it?
In Raider land. I don't know, man, but they got to go play against Gardner Minshew. Talk about playing out of his mind. That guy knows how to play some football under the fucking radar.
Oh, man.
It's going to be a tough game. I think this might be an interesting watch. I think it might be low-scoring bullshit. Or a blowout. I don't know. It might be a blowout. Fuck. I got to go blowout, though. It's blowout. It's blowout. Raiders fucking roll. Deontay Adams is playing good right now. Gardner's playing good. I don't know if they have a run game or not, but it doesn't matter because you got the sexy-ass Minshew out there taking care of business.
Yeah, just doing the thing.
Minshew menu, baby.
I think I'm going to take the Raiders as well.
Yeah.
I can't remember who the other running back. Hubbard? No, I can't remember his name.
Hubbard played Carolina, I think.
Yeah, it's the other guy playing out. I can't remember, but I'm taking the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Big Minshew fan out here. You know what I mean? How can you not be?
Yeah, dude, he's a stud. Lives in a van. It's dope.
Mhm.
The Miami Dolphins looking to bounce back against the Seattle Seahawks here at 4 o'clock CBS. Seattle's 4-point favorite at home. Seattle, man, I love their quarterback. I think they got weapons still. They're sneaky. DK Metcalf, I think, is just a sneaky guy, man. I don't know. I think the 12th man overrides, and Miami doesn't get out. They have backup quarterback in right now. It's kind of hard not to pick Seattle here.
Yeah, man. I'm going Seattle as well. I just don't think there's a whole lot
Who's
going to
Miami's
happen.
backup? Hang on.
I couldn't even tell you. I forgot.
Tyrod Taylor? I think they just
Is it?
think
Did
they
they
just
just pick
traded
him up?
for him.
No way. That's crazy.
Looking it up.
Yeah, I think
a lot of Tua brain injury. A lot of Tua brain injury. I get it. Who's his fucking backup?
there it says. I'll get it.
ESPN sucks. I'm not good at looking up shit.
Ryan
either,
Tannehill? No way. That's
no
not
way
it.
he came back.
No.
Okay.
They're talking about Mike McDaniel said that they're going to try to bring somebody in. But I think
Tyler Huntley? No way.
Skylar Thompson starting in place of injured Tua. That was published today. So Skylar Thompson.
Hey,
I don't know what that means
6'2",
to you.
219. He's out of Kansas State. This is his 3rd year in the league. Shit, make a play, Skylar.
Yeah.
Hey, you got fucking Tyreek. Just like we talked about, run some bubbles, man. Get the ball in his fucking hand. Let him run wild, like the cheetah he is. Come on,
let it go. So maybe he comes out and throws it all over the yard. Who knows? But
fucking dominates. He's a Sam Darnold 2.0, brother.
Maybe I needed to shit on him, and then he'll have the game of his life.
Yeah, there you go.
But no, I think I'm going to take. Yeah. I think I'm going to go Seahawks. DK Metcalf, Geno, all the Kenneth Walker. I think they're going to run.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going Miami because I think Skylar's a fucking dog, and I think he's going to take care of business.
Maybe he will.
Kansas State, sneaky quiet about them quarterbacks, man. Like Avery Johnson, man. Sheesh.
Well, I heard Mozart is questionable now. He's not necessarily doubtful or out.
That's all right. You got fucking H-Hand, dog. You know how H-Hand is in the NFL dynasties. Watch out for H-Hand.
Yeah. He's crazy, man.
What a stud. Fast son bitch. Like, second game of the week, I think, for this week 3 matchups. Baltimore Ravens going to Dallas in Jerry World. I think the Dallas Cowboys bounce back. They're not going to get embarrassed at home again. Jerry's going to kill all of them in front of their fans and family if they do that again.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
He's crazy. So, what's your thoughts on this game here?
I want the Ravens to win so bad.
Yes,
just because of their schedule lately, right? Has been like not tough. Nearly as. It's tough, but like it shouldn't have been. They shouldn't have lost to the Raiders. They shouldn't have, right? That should have been a game you won. But then they also should have probably beat the Chiefs. So
yeah,
I don't know, man. The Ravens, I think they're not an 0-2 team. So I'm gonna take the Ravens.
Yeah,
plus
I could dig that. I hate Dallas too, but you know what? They're starting to look really close to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. So I might
too close.
I might. Does Jerry own the Irish? I don't know. Maybe. Baltimore's a 1-point favorite in Dallas. Baltimore's gonna be hungry as absolute hell to get that W because 0-2 teams statistics come out saying it's tough to make the playoffs even at starting at 0-2. So seeing Baltimore in that range is kind of scary. But they have a team that they can come back from. They might be able to even win out. Who knows? They figured it out, found out. But I'm going to have to go Dallas here at home. I don't think they get embarrassed twice. I think it's tough for NFL teams to bounce and get embarrassed. I know last year Dallas got embarrassed by Arizona. The next week they dropped 60 points. So I'm going to go Dallas on this one here.
All right.
I got to pick a little different too because we can't have a week like last week. I think we're all like 2-11. I think I'm picking games too. I think Dan actually had like 5 wins. I had to bring the tally up again. That was bullshit.
Shout out to Dan.
Fuck Dan. He's not here.
Yeah, that's right.
Quitter. I'm just kidding. The San Francisco 49ers, Christian McCaffrey not even there on IR. But they're going to go play the Los Angeles Rams, which their injury bug has hit them harder than San Francisco. That's tough. 7-point favorites on the road. Sirs, San Fran.
Debo is doubtful as well. Cooper Kupp, he's doubtful.
Good, man. I need Ayuk to have a fucking baller ass game.
So we'll see what happens there. I think I think I'm still gonna go with the Niners just because of everything else. I think the Niners pull it out.
Yeah, I agree. Niners pull it out. Rams have way too many injuries to overcome, I think, this week.
Right.
All right. The always fun Detroit Lions going to Arizona. Arizona's a sneaky team this year. They're putting up some points and having some fun playing some football finally. Kyler Murray looks nice. But Detroit Lions and MCDC, it's hard to pick against. 425 on Fox. Detroit is 3-point favorite on the road. Man, do they go to Arizona and take care of business, Jordan?
They do. Lions. It's such a fun team. The head coach makes me want to run through a wall.
A.
Dude, so yeah. Lions for
and
sure.
Go to Applebee's. I want to go to Applebee's and order wings right now.
Run right through the front door of Applebee's. You know what I mean? Just ready to get our drink on and eat some wings. Like that's just what it is.
Yeah.
So
come on, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking love that guy. I'm gonna go Detroit as well. It's hard to pick against them, man. I love it. Kansas City. Depends on what refs are there. They might take a win. Everyone's crying and whining about that shit. They're playing Atlanta, coming off a nice Monday Night Football win versus the Eagles. 8:20. The Sunday Night Football. We'll see the Kansas City Chiefs and hopefully Taylor Swift. What you got, man?
Yeah, the Chiefs. Yeah, Chiefs take it.
Yeah, it's
too bad. But,
yeah, it's too bad. It's gonna be. Can we get the ball to Travis Kelce though? For fuck's sakes.
No, we can't.
I know we talked about it week 1 and we were tired of seeing Travis, but my wife needs fucking Travis Kelce.
Yeah,
she needs him.
I understand.
And it just makes the whole household better.
Hey, that's right.
Kelce's getting
happy wife, happy life, right? That's what everybody says. That's not really in a happy marriage, right? That's usually what they say.
Yeah, that's usually like you're fucked. Like you might as well try to get the fuck out. If you gotta say happy wife, happy life, then you're fucking miserable. Like, don't tell me otherwise.
That
Absolutely.
Sounds great. That sounds
fucking miserable.
Yeah, holy shit.
Put my head under water and fucking hold me down. Don't even let me come up.
Yeah, goodbye. Man.
Holy shit, we got a doubleheader on a Monday night. I hate that shit.
Yeah, that's stupid.
All right. Jacksonville is going to Buffalo, playing the Buffalo Bills at 7:30 on ESPN. That's a weird kickoff time. Obviously, we got to get both games different. Buffalo's a 5-point favorite at home.
Yep.
Jacksonville hasn't been playing good football at all. Actually, it's kind of gross watching them play ball.
They're going to continue to do terrible, so I'm taking Buffalo, 100%.
Yeah, Buffalo, easy. That's easy money.
Yep.
The second Monday Night Football game, Washington going to Cincinnati. Can Cincinnati get their first dub of the season? I think.
Yes. Against a Washington team,
100%. Double Monday Night Football game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it either. It's kind of annoying.
Don't like it.
But it is what it is. Because I don't so it's different, right? So obviously college, you can have like 5 games at noon and whatever. And like you still feel like the good games are visible.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to Monday Night Football, it's like, what do you watch? Like, because no offense to any of these teams, like I'm not a fan of them. I love football, so I'll have one of these games on, but I'm not going to fight in tooth and nail and switch back and forth. Like, I don't know. I don't like switching around.
Yeah, Monday night games should just be a singular game, and then keep the highlight on that matchup. It's a primetime game. All eyes are on that game. There's nothing else going on Mondays. So
it takes away from the spotlight. I don't like that shit at all.
Yep, I agree.
I don't like it. Well, that is your week 3 of the NFL football season. Pick'ems, baby.
If we can do worse than last week.
Yeah, I hope not, man. That was miserable. I was tallying up like, you gotta be shitting me. You gotta be shitting me right now. Are we this bad?
Yes.
And we literally all picked almost these same exact teams too, so that didn't play a good factor either. So I like it. Let's do this thing again next week. Do you have anything else you want to shout out to the folks at home watching? Shout out to Dan, maybe. Hopefully his little throat feels better. If you're sick, come to work tomorrow, because if you get me fucking sick, I'm gonna knock you out. I'll slash your tires. I know
man, don't be doing
problems this week. So
don't be doing all that. Yeah, hope Dan's gets better. Back tomorrow. Sorry, not tomorrow. Next week. And then we'll keep it grinding. Hopefully we can. We're a little rusty as it is. We coming down with these picks, a little rusty, but we'll shake the rust off. Hopefully, and see what happens. So. Yeah.
Big flex. Hey, if you have not subscribed, if you're still watching here and you're not subscribed, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Wild. We appreciate it, but also we appreciate it more if you.
Yeah, subscribe so you don't miss another episode going forward. It's very important. You don't want to miss this stuff. It's hilarious. It's comedic because we're amateurs. We have no idea what the fuck we're doing. And we're throwing coins at this, and it's kind of a good time. I'm having a good time.
It's just fun. That's all it is. Talking sports, bullshitting around. That's what it's all about.
Bullshitting around. That's right. If you haven't noticed, I am a bald man now, and this is my new lifestyle choice.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm excited for it. We talked about mental health last season with Tanner a lot, and we like to touch on that. So my mental health, man, I was receding the hairline, had to go. I was just not
Okay.
happy with myself. You can kind of tell where the tan line was. It was way back here. So obviously I had quite a bit of hair gone. And I'm
Looks
28
good,
years
man.
old.
Looks
And
great.
I was like, fuck this shit. You know what? Let's do the bald head situation, and we'll roll on from that. So
Oh yeah.
yeah. Shout out to you guys if you have any mental health, I guess, slumps,
Yeah, for sure. I
things
mean,
like that.
yeah, hang in there. That shit happens, I think, to a lot of
It
people, but it's
it happens
also
to every person.
it's
So you're
also
not
good to
alone.
just, talk about it, figure it out,
Yeah.
get somebody you trust, listen to them,
Yeah.
and all that
Reach
good
out.
stuff. But
Reach
yeah,
out.
keep it up.
Reach out to loved ones, man. They love you just as much as you love them. So that wraps up the week 3 NFL, the week 4 college football podcast, episode number 4 already. Flying through this thing. So I appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys on the flip side. See ya.
Adios.
105.
Looking good, man. Hell
It's
yeah.
not terrible. Fly through it when Dan doesn't sit there and rattle on about shit.